No. Uh, okay. I need some public records. So we should probably go ask that lady that Adrian was talking to, about where those might be.
Do you think they'll have a map of the city?
If they don't, then this is a sucky library.
Really sucky library.
Yeah. Come on, Sybil! Owen holds out her hand. Probably to her detriment. She does, anyways.
Sybil puts the book down in her hand and starts walking in the direction she was pointing, and wondering if these two would be following.
I wanted to hold your hand, but you know what? Okay. She kind of follows. She's like, maybe he knows where the front desk is?
Considering how quickly he read and how much he probably knows at this point, I wouldn't put it past him.
Okay, we follow him.
And you see Flint kind of gets. She wanted to hold someone's hand. You see him kind of maybe reach for her hand, but then he immediately puts it back down and goes back to walking proud.
Okay.
So
currently in her possession, I'm gonna put which book she has right now in the chat, like in her hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put down mine as well. Actually, we're going to the nonfiction section, right?
Yeah, we're going to the nonfiction, but like we're taking some books that we picked out.
I mean, you are taking some nerds with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all nerds here.
Of all the things I expected this party to form, a book club was not one of them.
Always expect the Spanish book club. No, Ash, you don't get context.
All right. So, you're heading over to the nonfiction section. So, you're looking for a map and what else?
I'm gonna put down the books that Flint looks for.
And I need public records, public financial records especially for the police force / guards.
All right. So I am going to have to ask all y'all who are searching for books to roll a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Yay, we don't have to worry about search checks anymore.
Huzzah! Perception. Yep, roll it.
Look, it's a 12.
Another 12!
12 is the new bad number.
Sorry.
Oh, we killed the DM! The DM's dead!
Well,
We
it's
need
the campaign.
All right. What is this?
Okay, can I narrate a teeny little bit based on my role?
Sure, go ahead.
As she's looking for the financial records, she sees a compilation of essays that she's been dying to look for, and she kind of gets distracted for a minute and grabs them for continuing on. But that may have just distracted her a little bit.
All right. So, what specifically about the public records involving arrests and stuff are you looking for?
No,
What?
not arrests.
What?
I want the guards' financial records. I want to know where they've been getting their money and spending their money.
Okay, then. Interesting. Okay, wow, lots of books.
Yes. 3 very specific ones.
Wow, all right. So, in terms of public records and finances, You don't really find really find anything out of the you don't really find anything out of the ordinary. I mean, you do find a book about their public records, but as you sit down for a little bit and just start studying it for a good while, it's things strangely seem to check out. It's like doesn't seem to be any discrepancies with taxes, income, like how the money's spent. They're squeaky clean.
Failing that, I'm going to check. What's the biggest church in town?
That would be the Temple of Cord.
Okay, I am going to check their finances as well as the universities. I'm looking for a specific someone or any of his aliases or members of his group.
All right. All right. So
Should I try a different role now that I'm looking at different books?
I don't think so. So you look through those books, and actually, now that you've told me you're looking for specific aliases, I want you to roll society.
Oh,
Is that for all of us or just her?
Just her.
Yeah, she's.
I
doing
don't think you know the dude that I need to.
Yeah.
She's doing the societying, so she's got to do the roll. 6.
Well, if the person you are targeting is involved, he has covered his tracks very well. So, if you remember that one scene from the Great Mouse Detective, where you first meet Basil and he's really excited, he thinks he's finally got Ratigan, but then there's that small discrepancy that no,
Another dead end.
that's kind of the emotion that's probably stabbing Olwen right now.
Without the violin.
No, instead she just goes, wait right here. She walks over to what looks to be the romance section, looks for a book really quick, and brings it back.
Aww.
This one's always sort of my go-to for when I'm feeling crummy.
What's it about?
She shows him the cover. It's a fictional story. It's fake. But it's about Balram, Tanliel, and Faerther and Helegalar.
Oh.
It's just different, but it's fake. And I just really like those love stories.
Kelsey,
Okay?
really?
Yeah. I've been having fun. I have at least a dozen books.
You're not a
Love
fangirl
affairs.
inside or out, are you? Nope,
Love
not
affairs
at all.
and stairs.
I've literally,
Love affairs and stairs. Wow.
I literally have 14 books.
Go,
I've-
fanfiction writers, to your keyboards.
But basically, Olwen is like, I'll read your book, I promise. It's just, when something bad happens, I need a little romance.
Yeah, we all need our comfort book. And when you see, what do you call it? A Flint is just like hugging the stack of 15 Dr. Metalmouth books that he got.
Shay raised his hand.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I was just thinking, it's like, Oh, what's that book about? Oh, I don't know. I've never read it. Wait, but I thought you said it was the book was there to make you feel better. It is. Grabs the book, just bashes her head against it. Why? Why?
That helps.
She's very into escapist fantasy, fiction, romance, blah de blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually where Shylin walks in.
Oh wait,
And-
can I do my research too?
Oh, yeah. What are you researching?
Well, I got the 3 books. I got one for animal experimentation, one for the city, and one for so the first one is animal experimentation, and you, and also me because I wrote it.
Okay, Okay, so you're doing your research. What are you trying to research exactly?
Well, I know Flint knows a lot about nature, but he doesn't know really much about experimentation because he's never done that before. So he's trying to see if maybe he can find some kind of lead about Seven's metal rod condition.
Okay then. I'm going to have to ask you to roll.
Perception?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
That was close. That was
It's
almost a
me.
3.
That was really close.
Yeah. All right. So you're looking. It's like you get a little hunt. You get a little hunch, and you start looking for a couple of books on laws regarding animals. And you're looking through a couple of these books, and yeah, animal experimentation has been illegal in the Eastern Dominion for quite a long time. Even longer than in than in the UAA.
Ah! I would not expect that.
So the idea of Seven being here in court and being experimented on as well.
Yeah.
How did he not get caught?
Maybe he did it in secret.
It was in secret.
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Okay.
So this is when Shylin walks in, and
Well, hang on. He had 2 other books.
oh, he did.
Yeah, I did.
The second one was sort of a map of the city, and the third one was about healing burns, because I have a feeling he is looking for a way to help fix a certain grumpy ant.
Yes.
Okay, but
He
yes.
wants to help him out.
So yes, you are relatively familiar with treating burns, but you figured that a refresher wouldn't be too terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're easily able to find that chapter.
Yep.
Specifically the type of burn that Adrian has. And the city and its limits, yes, you are able to find a map of the city.
Yeah. Because if he's going to protect it, he wants to know, exactly what he can use to his advantage.
Yes.
Oh,
And also
and
some
like-
cool places to pose against the moonlight.
Owen may want to pick his brain on that one.
Yes.
But she is a little bit depressed.
So yes, the thing
Now
about-
Shylin can walk in.
Okay, so yeah. So Shylin's walking in, and you see this scene right here. You see Sybil speed reading books. You see like the little red pupils of his eyes just like darting left or right as the pages just move fast as they're being controlled by a spectral hand. You see you see Flint it's like periodically switching between one of his adventure books and like maps and legal documents, and you see and you see Olwen just with a very despondent face, just nose deep into a romance book.
And when he looks back and forth between these two, he's like, mm-hmm, oh yeah, mm-hmm, oh yeah, mm-hmm, oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! Mm-hmm.
so as Shiloh walks into the library, he's slowly walking through it. This look of nostalgia on his face. He picks up a book, looks at the cover, smiles a bit at it. It's the Lupin Word from the Endless Divine series. Puts it back down, and he walks over to Owen. Detective, are you alright?
Oh. I thought I could come up with a connection between the gentleman that I am tracking and perhaps some of the more nefarious deeds that the guards in this city, or the church, or even the university might have been up to. You know, correlating our theory that he might have something to do with it because of his magical prowess and the door, and just... But I couldn't find anything in the financial records that would indicate his involvement whatsoever. So
I mean,
I'm
if
just...
if I were a criminal mastermind, I'd probably keep my activities off of publicly accessible financial records. Maybe look at something that's not there?
The thing is that nothing's there. His aliases aren't even there.
A question for another time. I need an interpreter.
Okay?
I want to learn some things about Cordian law, and I know from experience that trying to read law books is practically another language. What with all the when the subject pertaining to the definition of subject defined in subsection A 22B 22B puts their right leg in and their right foot out. According
You're starting to sound like my professors from school. I understand. I can probably do a little bit of research for you. I mean, I was doing some earlier.
Thank you.
But does he shake it all about?
Thank you. What I want to know...
It depends on if it was a Wednesday and after 6 p.m.
Okay. The point is... I'm trying to find exactly how Cord defines murder. Not homicide, murder.
She cocks her head. What exactly would be your distinction between the two? Because the law books may have a different distinction.
That's what I'm trying to find out. But as far as I'm aware, in Direction at least, homicide is any form of killing. Murder requires premeditation. Plan to kill someone. You stab someone in a bar fight because you're drunk, that's a homicide. You plan to kill his wife the next night, that's murder.
Well, okay, technically, homicide... Okay, technically what you're looking for is the distinction between manslaughter and murder. Homicide is both. It's just you bringing the death of anybody at your hands.
Yes, you are correct. I'm looking to see if Cord makes a distinction between manslaughter and murder, and what the penalties for each are.
Okay, I could do that. That's actually easier. Because homicide versus murder sounded a little bit more like philosophical based, philosophy based, because technically they're the same thing. But manslaughter and murder has a more distinct legal separation. I could do that. That's easy.
How do you breathe?
Through my nose?
That's actually impressive. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, while she's looking at that, I'm going to also speak to Flint about something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. What's up?
I'm a little concerned about something. First of all, I might need your help speak. If my suspicions are correct, I might need your help speaking to I might need your help speaking with the guard from earlier. And second of all, he leans down lower. If the detective is correct about there being foul play, the others may end up coming under danger. I would recommend keeping an eye out for them, just in case someone is sent to clean up loose ends.
All right. Make a note of that.
Also, he actually goes into a corner and he's gonna pull out the note and take a look at it.
All right.
Well, actually, no. What he's gonna do is he is basically going to pull out a book, slip the note into it, and pretend to read the book while reading the note.
Okay, gonna need another thievery check from you for that one.
Yep. No, my character's not paranoid at all. Whatever gave you that impression?
He's only as paranoid as his creator.
Hey, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get me. Haha!
Ooh.
Aha!
There couldn't have possibly been a better time for that nat 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I was actually gonna do a perception check to see if because he suspected something, but there's no way I'm gonna beat that.
Yeah.
Unless you were to get unless you were also able to get a nat 20. Or
You know what? Let's try it. Let's test Lady Luck today. Nope.
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 Yeah,
Oh.
well, would that be a perception check for me?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give it a shot.
It's
Yeah, I wasn't holding much hope, but
You got
not
820?
bad.
That's pretty good.
I got a 20. I
You
got
got 820?
I got a dirty 20.
Yeah.
so okay, so Shylin, you very, very carefully like slip the piece of paper in the book that you're reading, and you're pretty sure that you did it very like a thief would be proud of it. It's like it may have been a fluke, but it was very good. And then you take a look at it.
Gee, it's almost like I'm awesome.
Ooh.
That looks distinctly like Hebrew.
And
I can read
your
884.
and your face kind of falls as you don't
So,
understand. You don't recognize this language.
so, he turns to Flint. By the way, would the wizard be here by chance?
You mean Adrian?
Actually, never mind. Question. There's a little paragraph. There's a little paragraph here. In this book. I'm wondering if you might be able to understand the language. And he carefully hands the book to Flint, as though holding the letter with some of the letter as though the letter is just a paragraph in the book.
All right.
Can I do a check for that, or do I not know what it says either?
It's you take one look at it, and it looks worse than Greek to you.
Oh, so it looks
Well,
like
there's
your brother's
the best I
handwriting.
the best I can say, there's definitely an 884 in there.
All right, got some speaking to the detective again. Detective.
She briefly glances over. Nope, don't know it either.
I haven't even shown you it.
if
Okay, let me put it this way. If it's not infernal, halfling, or Gloria, I won't know it.
Well, it could be any of those because I don't know any of them. He basically
Oh.
took the book in the face. Read.
Okay, okay.
You take a look. You can't read it.
That is very much a negative, Ghost Rider. Sybil?
Oh, Sybil, do you
Sybil's
understand
here.
this? Wait,
I could have a look-see.
Charlene raises his eyebrows at Sybil being there. But
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
could you take a look, please?
So Sybil takes a look. He doesn't understand the language either.
Oh.
Unfortunate. Sorry.
If we could identify what that language is, I'm sure we could probably pick out a translation book.
True.
But since none of us know what it is...
Actually, I might have an idea. He basically takes a few. He copies down as best as he can a few random one random sentence from anywhere on the paragraph before slipping the paper back into his pocket.
Okay.
So if upward scribble is A, and downward scribble is B, and little loopy scribble is C.
Okay.
Zoom me out here!
You're assuming that each symbol is a letter. It could be a word, a sentence, or a concept.
Okay. Ellie has her hand. Ellie has her hand raised.
Adrian, Seven, and Hoshimi have been like looking for them this whole time.
Okay.
By now, wouldn't they have found them?
Yes. Now is the point where you all run into each other.
Oh, that is the perfect spot! Adrian, poor Adrian.
They both went through their own hell and ended a night of
Hoshimi notices the others there, and then she looks back at Adrian and says, "Go on."
Oh, hi guys. Oh, Adrian, I had a question. Do you know how long we might be staying? Because I don't want to take books if we're not gonna be long. I mean, after all, this is your place of work, and I don't want to do anything to hurt the books.
Does your library have the first edition of all 15 of these?
I'm sorry, the all 15 of what? I'm sorry, of what?
Dr. Metalmouth.
I, never heard of it.
Maybe that lady that he was talking to earlier might know?
Oh. I'm sorry, what's this about?
Okay, well, he wants to know if this library has the first edition of his favorite series. I want to know how long you think we might be staying? You did say that the dorms, we don't mean to impose, but since the tavern is kind of, non-operational, and you offered the dorms, I was just wondering how long we would be allowed to stay, so that I know when I could return the books.
I can hopefully ask, the Chancellor if we can, if there are any empty rooms available. Hopefully he does come through, but
If not, I understand.
Just hang on. Adrian goes over to the page's desk. Just write down which books you've taken out, and an estimated time when you will return them.
Well, it depends on if I want to sleep tonight, and I should be able to get them back tomorrow.
Fine. Just put 9 a.m. I guess.
Okay. Thank you. Again, I apologize if we're imposing.
You're not imposing. I guess I just offered data. Whatever. Anyway.
But
You can kind of see her shrink into herself the closer that she gets to Adrian, but she does as he instructs.
by the way, wizard,
Hmm?
you wouldn't happen to know a linguist around here, would you? Or at least where I can find one?
What's that about? About
Found
what?
an interesting bit of information written in a foreign language, though. Just need help identifying it.
May I have a look at it?
He shrugs. Suit yourself. He hands Adrian the letter thing.
All right. You are given this message. Because you can read this language.
I can read this.
Oh, that's great! Oh dear.
Hoshi's going to look curiously over his shoulder.
You can read it too.
Ooh.
DM,
all
what
read it?
language is this in?
Kelket.
Oh,
It-
Ket?
I'm out of character. I'm going to assume Calcat is basically like a language that's used in the Urnian area in general.
Yes. So, Adrian and Hoshimi, you guys know that the language of the Kelket is sort of it is kind of the dominant language of the area, and it kind of amalgamated from a lot of because the Eastern Dominion has a lot of beast folk. It's kind of an amalgamation language of all the beast folk languages in one. So some might speak it differently, have their own little idioms or accents, but it is generally kind of the accepted language. So it's kind of like how English has a lot of different dialects and idioms and ways of speaking it. You know, like how Irish English is a little bit different from Scottish English.
Okay.
Ah, I see.
So essentially, it's basically like the many dialects of India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is just Calcat.
Yeah. It's a fairly common language here.
Oh, silly me being a foreigner. I feel bad.
Yeah, I was in the UAA
Yeah.
before you.
Huh?
Anyway, it says Raquel was sentenced to court asylum.
Hold it!
Hmm?
Hold it! Write it. If you can spare the time and effort, write it down, please. I'd rather not have that said out loud.
Okay. He writes it down. Copy paste.
Charlotte actually raises his eyebrow in surprise, though.
Okay. Okay. Give me a sec.
We're passing notes. We're a real D&D party.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and doing so, Adrian takes out his writing kit. Pretty sure if I have that. He has a writing kit. Yeah, writing set, and starts writing down a paper. And this is what he writes out. Adamant. I'm reading it aloud, so in character I'm writing it, but out of character I'll say what it says. The Adamant report, 3rd of Avadant, 884 ml. What's that stand for? ML mean?
Mithra's limit.
Mithra's limit. Child murderer claims 2 victims. A terrible tragedy has affected the city of Cord. the local school decided to take an innocent field trip up to Mount Bolus. A day into the journey, the group set up to camp. Without warning, 2 children, 8-year-old Petro Aquilin and 7-year-old Dio Pertheus, and were gruesomely murdered by their classmates. The person put a typo there. 7-year-old Raquel Cacher, 7-year-old Picria Thymos was witness to the events and escaped before she could become the next victim. Raquel was sentenced to court asylum, where she will be rehabilitated out of her murderous intent. It is not expected for her to rejoin society for years, possibly decades. She and her family have declined to comment on the situation. And Adrian finishes writing.
Wait, I recognize this. This was a headline. This was a headline a few years ago, around the time that this would have happened, that the incident would have happened to begin with.
Adrian,
Yeah?
you seem to be something of a local. Where would I find more about who ran the news at the time? Tell me about the court scene.
Society
Fine.
check on that one?
Yes.
Alright. 14?
Yeah. Unfortunately, unfortunately, you don't really pay attention to the news. That's not really a luxury that you have, so you don't really know where that would be.
Did I hear murder?
Murder!
Yes.
You're not allowed to hang out with Riley for a month.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me.
It involves the child.
Date.
The third of Avenant, 884 ml. 10.
Almost exactly 9 years to the day you were taken into that dark city. I do not like this. Excuse me. She's going to head over into the public records section looking for this particular case, because again, police records are public after a certain date.
By the way, Owen, how's that question I asked you going?
Well, I've looked through some of the articles in the code of law that they have around here. I should have it by the end of the evening.
Thank you.
So, all right. You're looking for public access records, and you find.
Do I have to do a check or what?
Yes, I'm going to have to ask you to do
My legal check?
Yes, your legal check. Lovely.
There's a 12 on the roll, though.
I know, right? What is with the 12s? Holy cheese and crackers!
Okay. So you remember the You remember a couple of the symbols from the headline from that little newspaper as you're doing your research, and something catches your eye. You find this.
It's a bookmark.
It's a toe tag.
All right.
Adrian, if you wouldn't mind, I would require your translation skills.
Sure. Adrian.
I believe this is either an evidence tag, toe tag, or body.
Okay. Adrian walks over towards the evidence tag.
All right.
Okay. Wait. No. Hang on. That can't be right.
What?
Okay, okay, here we go. It's from the Court Guardians. It's Raquel's?
Then it would be an arrest tag.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Crime, second-degree murder, 2 counts. Doesn't have an alias, because, minor at the time. Age 7, human. Born 1st of Avedant. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think that was the time we were taken, right?
Exactly. It was her birthday, and and she was arrested 2 days after her birthday.
No, the day after her birthday.
I apologize. I thought it was the 3rd of Avedant she was
No, she's
No,
arrested.
the newspaper was printed on the 3rd of Avedant.
Got it. Day after her birthday. Understood.
Wait a minute. The lady also said that Raquel disappeared into the city on her birthday, as did the rest of us.
Says, okay. Height 50 pounds, 31, hair black, eyes ruby, complexion pale. Date of arrest 2nd of Avedon, remarks violent and covered in blood. Okay,
Murder weapon.
Hmm?
Was the murder weapon recovered?
It doesn't say there was one.
Cause of... DM, I'm gonna look for cause of death in these records.
You're looking for cause of death in the records, and you do find cause of death. For one of them, Petra was severe blunt force trauma to the head for one of them, and the other was multiple lacerations across the neck.
There is, in my professional opinion, no possible way a 7-year-old child could do this, especially considering the fact that they charged her with 2nd degree. Injuries of this...
Could you explain what 2nd degree murder means, please?
2nd degree murder is murder with intent, but not plan. For example, it would be a spur-of-the-moment killing. Say, for example, a man and a couple get into a fight, and a woman grabs her pan and beats the man to death with it. That would be considered 2nd degree. It wouldn't be considered manslaughter or self-defense because there was intent behind it and there was no violence enacted upon her. But it would not be 1st degree because that was not a planned murder.
Hang on, wait, hang on. Owen, hang on a second.
Yes.
Did anyone, during your interrogation, I didn't receive any questions regarding Raquel. Did any of you get any questions regarding Raquel?
Not at all.
We did.
Yes.
Why?
I want to make sure this adds up because I'm remembering what happened to one of the orderlies. They're like, I remember they said that when we looked at him, it looked like their throat was slashed out.
Sybil, do you recall the body of the person who was with Raquel? He was on the pile. Did you see him before you saw Raquel?
Yes. I was genuinely curious.
What
But
were
it
you
wasn't.
genuine?
Oh, I was just wanting to know how he died, what he was doing. And it wasn't
Did
too
you?
long after that I heard the cries.
So, he was already dead when you found him?
Yes.
Do you remember how, like, was his throat cut out like Adrian said? I can't remember. A moment.
I think Josh would have to tell me that.
Yes.
Yes.
And you didn't see it happen?
Would have been interesting if I did.
Okay. Just checking, because you were there with her and him longer than we were. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But
I'm not saying.
That still doesn't answer my question. Did Lieutenant Rains ask you specifically about Raquel? About what?
Yes, we already answered that. Several of us.
Because
did.
if I remember correctly, like, she was not covered in blood or anything.
All right,
DM, is that right?
Yes, when you found Raquel in the Dark City, she was not covered in any blood at all.
Ellie, what's up?
All I was going to say was that she just seemed scared, and that was what I told Rames.
Perfect.
All right. Shay?
All right. Hands up, everyone who's actually interested in the case of the child in the city.
I don't think that's what he meant.
We're doing it anyway.
You know what? I'll take it. All right. Those who are interested, let's go have a drink. I've got some things I should relay.
Hold on. Just a quick timeout, please. Oshi,
Yes.
are you okay?
Wait.
Yes.
Are you okay? You just seem a little. I know that you kind of are distant, almost as a rule, but it seems even more so right now.
Oh, I'm just thinking.
What are you thinking about? Do we need a coin toss?
So Shiloh actually suddenly realizes Hoshimi is there, turns to look at her with this look of just absolute surprise.
Can I help you?
No, I'm just surprised I keep running into you.
She was. What?
Why?
Owen-
No, whatever for.
Why? Just, it seems an odd coincidence that we keep bumping into each other. I mean, okay, the prison and the city, understandable. You being here, I mean, reading books, I get it. Just still weird that we end up in the same that we both end up in the same location.
You don't think very highly of me, do you?
Oh no, but you're a person, so.
Do you honestly think I would not be curious about what's going on?
Actually, the impression I got from you was that you wanted nothing to do with this.
Adorable.
Shiloh shrugs. To each their own. What are you gonna do with
Okay,
the griffin, though?
7 stays.
I've been looking after her.
Yes. And you intend to do that while also bringing to a potential area of danger? Again, I'm not sure being by yourself will be safe either. Do what you wish. I am no animal handler.
And Flint and Seven have been having a little something on the side.
Fascinating. Anyway, let's go. Everyone who is interested in the case, let's go grab a drink. I have information of interest. Actually, he looks at the time. Come to think of it, I may need to speak to you later. I have my own appointments to take care of. Wizard, what's a good place to get something to eat?
Fairly certain the dining hall's open, but society check just in case.
Ow.
Okay, that was better.
Pretty good.
Okay then. You know that it is still Sarah Day, so there wouldn't be a lot of shops open right now other than maybe a general store. You do mention the tavern, but Hoshimi pipes up there saying that the tavern is currently under repair because your guys' return blew up part of it.
So is there anywhere we could eat?
I think
General store.
the mess.
I was asking Josh, sorry, my bad.
General store.
You
I
eat
suppose
in a
it's
general
better
store?
than
So the campus dining hall is not open.
Darn. I guess we can try the general store, but I'm not sure as far as drinks go. But yeah, I'd probably grab a bite to eat there.
All right. See if you can invite that guard friend of yours. In the meantime, he checks his watch. I need to go show Cord what a competent fighter looks like. Toodles.
What?
Huh?
I mean,
The heck is he talking about?
Did I miss something?
is he talking about the same guy who got skewered by a whole bunch of javelins? Because I don't know about that one. That's not the right guy that I would pick.
Anyway, so as he's walking away, he suddenly stops, turns and looks at one of the books on the. He just grabs that book. Wait a minute. It was a book on one of the tables. Like, looks at the name, the author. He suddenly runs over to one of the shelves, starts thumbing through it. MSSSS. Ah, yes! He grabs 2 of the books. Found it!
So, wait, what are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Sorry, he holds up the first book. He said, read this book years ago when I was a kid. I could never find the sequels, and he holds up the other 2 books. Found him!
I was not expecting that, and I totally was not expecting to not expect something.
Anyway,
I hate both you and your husband.
why you say that as though he's my husband too?
You meant me.
Anyway, so it's like, can I check this out, please?
Write it
I'll
down.
write it.
Write it down.
So, yeah, he does that. Now, like I said, the Court Arena's been missing me.
Did I miss something?
Apparently everything.
Apparently he misses getting skewered. Idiot.
What?
Okay, out of character, does Shylin hear that?
Roll a perception check.
Fair enough.
Did you roll it?
I'm looking for it.
It should
It's
be on the
in
left
in
side.
the little flag.
Yep. I found it.
Oh,
I'm guessing
Uh,
yes.
You hear it.
Says the moron who thought throwing themselves into a lion den would be a smart idea. Keeps walking.
Well, I wasn't the one who needed to pay a bail, was I?
Okay. I'm just gonna go back to this book now.
I call that luck. But
Okay.
yes, Shylon's gonna go to the arena now.
All right. Owen opens her mouth to say something to Adrian, but then kind of shrinks away, very unsure if he would even want her to keep talking without Shylon there.
Adrian's kind of still dumbstruck on the whole lion's den. Lion's den? Look, he looks towards Hoshimi.
I suspect that he feels we're stupid for having cooperated with the authorities.
Rebellious type, not good with authority.
Part lion. Did he mean me?
No, Seven, he did not mean you.
It would make more
It's
sense.
the- It's a turn of phrase amongst humanoids.